This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to all for today's session. So in the previous session, we had discussed about the creation of purchase vouchers for an intrastate supply. Yes. So now we'll continue with the remaining purchase vouchers for an intrastate supply. So let's start up with the remaining vouchers. So first, log into your companies. Make sure you're on the Gateway of Tally screen. Yes. So which is the next voucher which we have to focus on. The third voucher we have after Shriram Traders. So Shriram Traders was the last voucher which we had passed in the previous session. Purchased 100 units of Dell computers at 10,000 per unit from Shriram Traders, Karnataka at 18% GST. So this we had done successfully. Now we have purchased 100 numbers of ledger books at rupees 45, 10 packets of Agile Pens at rupees 100 from Swati Enterprises with 3% discount. Now here, company has purchased 100 pieces of ledger books or 100 numbers of ledger books and 10 packets of Agile Pens from Swati. So since the stock items are being purchased at bulk, 110 packets, 100 numbers and 10 packets, so what happens is Swati Enterprises allows a 3% discount. So the company receives 3% discount. Now the discount column by default, if you watch in the purchase voucher screen, yeah, let's go to the vouchers, F9 purchase voucher. Now if we observe in the F9 purchase voucher, we only have name of the item, quantity, rate and amount. So the discount column is absent. So discount column doesn't appear by default. We have to activate the discount column. So how we can do the same? Here I've given you the path how discount column can be activated. We have to go to the Alt K and there you have company features F11. Select company features F11 and then you select inventory. Under inventory details we have use discount column in invoices, so that we have to activate it. Right, so let's activate the discount feature in Tally. So either you can directly press F11 from the purchase voucher creation screen, that can also be done. Okay. Yes. So now we get the company feature screen. So once you press F11, under inventory, can you see the last but one feature? We have used a discount column in invoices. Okay. So please activate it as yes. So under inventory, once you press F11, company features, under inventory you have use discount column in invoices. So once you activate it as yes, press enter and close the company features. Yes, so now we are able to see the discount column directly. So I hope all of you have activated the discount feature, which is clearly visible in the purchase voucher screen. Now the purchase transaction has taken place with Swati Enterprises. So invoice number you can give as 003. Press enter. Date will appear by default. Press enter. Now party name, the name of the party is Swati Enterprises. So create a ledger in the name of Swati Enterprises. Under sundry creditors, same billable yes, no cost centers applicability. Just press enter on the receipt details. So select purchase account here. Now, since it is an intrastate means within the state, intrastate supply. Now, if I have to select the GST classification, which classification should I choose? I had told you in the previous class. Yes, only when you have, only if you're having a doubt, you have to unmute, or you want to answer, you can unmute. The rest of the time, please mute yourself, or it could cause a disturbance for the class. So it is a classification we choose for an intrastate supply, which we had chosen in the previous session. One of you could reply. It's purchase taxable. So press enter.
Interstate.
It is not interstate purchase, rather it is purchase taxable, because we are doing here intrastate purchase. Now here, what is the item which has been purchased from Swati? It is Agile Pens and ledger books. So first select ledger books in the list of stock items. Space bar. You get the list of locations, nothing but list of go downs. So select any location or go down. Quantity. Now what is the ledger books quantity? 100 books are
100.
being used. So press enter. Then rate per book is 45 per book. So it has been purchased at the rate of 45 per book. So press enter. Now numbers will appear automatically. Now if you press another enter, you have discount. Now Swati is allowing 3% discount, right? So type only 3 in the discount column. Once you type 3, press enter. So 4,500 becomes 4,365. Yes, so post discount, the amount appears as 4,365. So press enter, enter, yes. Now, there is another stock item which has been purchased from Swati, that is Agile Pens. So press enter, space bar. Now here, you have to select Agile Pens. Same, choose any location. Quantity 10 packets at 100 per packet. Now discount is, now without discount it is 1,000. If I type 3% discount, so at 970 I have issued a bill for Agile Pens. Now once we have done with the ledger books and the Agile Pens, now it is a time to apply the CGST and SGST. So what we have to do is, we have to press two enters here. First enter, and then we have the second enter, right? So that the total line moves up. Now space bar, and we have to select the CGST ledger. Again enter, space bar, SGST ledger. So the total tax I can say is 640.20 paise. Put together CGST and SGST. We have 320 and 320. 320 10.10 paise, 320 and 10 paise. So put together it is 640, the round figure. So press enter, and amount probably you can take up on account. Okay, so you can select on account. So the total amount would arrive at 5975.20. So 5,975.20 paise. Okay, so press enter. Yes, so please type the narration as being stationery purchased from Swati Enterprises and payment made immediately. So being stationery purchased from Swati Enterprises and payment made immediately. Okay. So once you type the narration, pass the entry. Accept, yes. Okay, so this is how we pass the purchase voucher for Swati Enterprises. Now, the entry is not yet finished, done. Though we have chosen on account which represents the spot payment, but still, as I've told, until and unless we pass a payment voucher to pay the concerned supplier, the transaction cannot be brought to an end. So what we have to do is every time whenever there is a purchase entry or transaction involved, whether you have chosen new reference, on account or advance bill, but if a particular purchase entry has to be closed, bills settled, that time, make sure you are passed a payment voucher, right? To mark the payment made to the supplier. So F5 payment voucher. Now, to whom the payment is taking place here now? Swati Enterprises. So select Swati. So if you can observe at the bottom in the current balance, you have the amount payable to Swati. That is 5,975.20 paise. So it will come on account automatically. Credit, it can be a cash or bank. So choice is yours. So this is how. So in case if I am issuing check of Canara Bank to Swati, I can choose check. Or in case if I am paying cash, whichever mode you can choose. So here I'm retaining only check. So I'll give the check number. Yes. Being payment made to Swati Enterprises towards stationery purchased. Okay. So being payment made to Swati Enterprises towards the stationery purchased. Okay. So once you're done with the payment voucher, you can pass the entry. So this is how with the activation of discount columns also we can pass a purchase voucher. Now, after discussing the intrastate inward supply, so what did intrastate say? It's a transaction where the location of the supplier and place of supply are the same. And if it was GST would be applicable if it is a taxable activity or a transaction. For an intrastate, it is CGST and SGST, where CGST gets deposited with the central, SGST with the state. Now, if we talk about the interstate inward supply, here what is the situation? As per the GST, interstate supply is when the location of the supplier and place of the supply are in different states, which means the location of the supplier and the place are in two or more different states. if I'm purchasing rice bags. Now, my provision business or provision store is located in Bangalore. Okay, so from Bangalore, I'm purchasing rice bags, let's say from Pune. So, what happens? Place of supply is Bangalore, but location of the supplier. So, who is supplying the rice bags for my business? It is by trader from Pune. That's Maharashtra. So from Maharashtra to Karnataka, the stocks are moving. So here, location of the supplier is Maharashtra, place of supply is Karnataka. So where it is an interstate supply. So in simple words, interstate supply means supplying goods or services from one state border to another. Now also in the cases of export or import of goods or services, or when the supply of goods or services is made to by or by a special economic zone unit. Still, in such cases also, transaction is assumed to be interstate, which means obviously exports are duty free, no doubt about it, but all the exports are not duty free, subject to certain conditions, situations, and in case of export of goods by special economic zones. In all these cases, of course, it is duty free. But in case if the exports are taxable, the imports are taxable in nature, not subject to any such kind of conditions or restrictions. In case if they are taxable, yes, GST would be applicable. Okay. Okay, in that case, of course, we have the component of IGST. Now, if we talk about special economic zones, so what do we mean by special economic zones? Now, a special economic zone is where whatever goods have been manufactured in that special economic zone unit all have to be exported to the other countries, and there has to be 100% export. So whatever has been produced, all of them have to be exported. So in such a case, government makes all the exports as duty free. Okay, but in situations where some amount of stocks, you know, some quantity of stocks is remaining with these special economic zone units, then what would be the situation? If these special economic zone units intend to sell these stocks within the state or within the country, okay, so what happens? Normally, if such special economic zone unit is either purchasing or selling within the state, we have which component of GST applicable? We say it is an intra-state, so it is CGST and SGST applicable. But in case if the goods are moving from a special economic zone to a non-special economic zone, okay, or from a non-special economic zone to a special economic zone, in such cases, the tax applicable would be IGST. Okay, because it would be assumed as an interstate and not intrastate. And in terms of SEZ, it will be considered as an import for a purchase and export for a sale. So, in an interstate transaction, a seller has to collect IGST from the buyer. So, once we talk about the interstate, okay, if at all GST component is applicable, it is IGST, that is integrated goods and service tax. In case of interstate supplies, the taxpayer is liable to pay the IGST, and this complete IGST is taken over, collected, received by the central government. Okay, even in the bill, actually, normally when we make a purchase, in the bill, what we see, there is an equal division of taxes. CGST 5%, we see SGST 5%. But when it comes to IGST, there is no clear division of CGST and SGST. It is just given as IGST at 18% or 12%, whatever is the rate. So the complete revenue is collected by the central government, and we are not aware of the proportion in which the tax levy will be shared with the state governments. So this is interstate inward supply. So I'll just give a small insight of the special economic zones before we proceed with the vouchers. Yes. So here you can observe this is one of the map which is showing the special economic zones in India. So if we take the northern side, we have Amritsar. Of course, now we have still additional special economic zones, but I'm just showing a few of them. Amritsar, we have Ludhiana, Delhi, then we have Kolkata, Haldia, Dhamra, Mundra, Kandla, Dahej, Hazira, Mumbai, Dighi, Jaigarh, Vishakhapatnam, Gopalpur, Paradeep. Then we have Marmagaon, Karwar, Krishnapatnam, Kakinada, Ennore, Karwar, New Mangalore, Bepur, Kochi, Chennai, Karakkal, Tuticorin, Ennore. And we have which one here? We have is Bengaluru, Bangalore. So Bangalore is also one of the special economic zones. So if you observe, we have a lot of industries, companies which are established and also coming up in Bangalore. So Bangalore is also declared as one of the special economic zones. If we talk about Karnataka, we have Bangalore, we have Karwar. Now, if I take Bangalore, if any goods are moving from Bangalore, okay, to Mysore, let's say from Bangalore to Mysore, it is moving. Now, if there is a movement of stock from Bangalore to Mysore, normally it would be considered as intrastate because the transaction is taking place within the state. But since Bangalore has been declared as a special economic zone, and from a special economic zone it is moving to a non-special economic zone, which is Mysore. So in the language of a special economic zone, this kind of movement of stock is not considered as an intrastate sale, rather, it is considered as an export by the special economic zones, which is situated in Bangalore and moving to Mysore. So, if at all tax is applicable, it is IGST. There is no CGST and SGST tax applicability. Similarly, if one of the units in Bangalore makes the purchase of goods from any of the non-special economic zones, it will be considered as an import, okay, in terms of an import rather than an intrastate purchase. This is how it takes place, and this is the list of the SEZ zones in India, which you can make out from this screen. Okay. And also, if you observe, there's a lot of infrastructural development in these special economic zones. Yes, you have good road transport, infrastructure, other infrastructure facilities, all this which government provides, so that the exports can be boosted up and there is good amount of revenue for the government. So these are the SEZs in India, right? So let's go back to the explanation. Yes. Now, for interstate invoice supply, we have a couple of exercises. First of all, we have purchase 5 Logitech printers at 15,000 per number from Pillai Traders, Chennai. My company is situated in Bangalore. Okay. Now, in these cases, especially when you're operating here, so here now from Bangalore, the goods are being purchased, right? And from where it is Chennai. So what happens here is what type of tax is applicable? It is interstate. It is IGST. So what you have to do is when you're creating a party ledger as Pillai Traders, please make sure you change the name of the state. If you retain as Karnataka and try to give IGST, it will not do. Right? So let's start the entry. Please come back to the purchase voucher. F9 purchase voucher. Yes. So party account is Pillai Traders. So we'll select the create option in the list of ledgers. Sundry creditors. Yes, here you have to be very, very careful. Now, Pillai Traders are situated in Chennai, that is Tamil Nadu. So you have to choose Tamil Nadu. pin code if you wish to, you can give. And what is a state code? Now, if we go for the list of state codes, right? Now, the GST. Now, which is the state code for various states? Yes, can you observe here? It starts with Jammu and Kashmir till we have all the states, right? So here, if we talk about Karnataka, what is the state code of Karnataka? It is 29. Now, if I talk about Tamil Nadu, so what is the state code of Tamil Nadu? It is 33. If you take Puducherry, 34. All our union territories. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we have 35. Then we have Telangana, 36. Andhra, now new after the partition, right? Andhra's state code we have is 37. Ladakh, 38. Kerala, 32. Maharashtra, 27. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, all are the union territories. Daman and Diu, 26. Gujarat, 24. Like this, it goes on the list. Okay. So as of now, we are doing with Tamil Nadu, so it will be around 33. That will be the state code. If you wish, you can give 33 followed by 5 alphabets, 4 numbers, 2 alphabets, 1 number. Set or alter GST, yes. Need not make any alterations here, just press enter. It's also the same. I think I've told you the previous session that whatever appears in the GRN, the goods receipt note, the same details have to be updated here in the receipt details. Press enter. If you wish, you can give the address of Pillai Traders in Chennai. Now, here in the purchase ledger, you have to choose purchase account. Now, what would be the classification you would choose here? This is a list of classifications available. So, which is the optimum classification to be chosen for Pillai Traders transaction? Yes. Would I choose purchase taxable, purchase exempt, or what? It would be interstate purchase taxable. So for an interstate transaction, if it is a taxable commodity, we have to choose interstate taxable, purchase taxable. Yes. Now, what is the stock item that has been purchased here? It is Logitech printers, 5 pieces of Logitech printers at 15,000 per. Please do mute yourself or it would be an issue. I think I've told you a couple of times. Only when you have a doubt to raise, any question to ask, if you have to reply, then you have to unmute. Otherwise, you have to mute. So location, you can choose any location here. Quantity is how many? 5 pieces of Logitech printers at 15,000 per piece. There is no discount given by Pillai Traders. Press 1 enter, 2 enter, and then what you have to give as IGST. Now you have to create an ledger of IGST, right? It is not showing the list of ledgers. So what we have to do is, we have to go and select the create option at the top in the list of ledger accounts. And here you have to type IGST. under duties and taxes, GST. Tax type you would choose as integrated tax. Again, no cost centers, percentage of calculation. Rounding method not applicable. Yes. So we will get a tax of IGST of 13,500. So on 5 pieces of Logitech printers valued at 15,000 per piece, aggregating to 75,000, we would have an IGST of 13,500. Okay. So press enter. Yes, so here provide the GST or the e-way bills since it is crossing more than 50. Okay, so I would like to show you how the e-way bill appears so that you will know what is an e-way bill. Yes, this is how the e-way bill appears. Can you observe here? This is the e-way bill number. Yes, so every e-way bill issue will have a e-way bill number, e-way bill date. Okay. Then generated by whom? Right? Their GST number and the supplier's details. Right? So he would issue the e-way bill, and here in the part A we have the recipient details, the GST in of the recipient, his name, okay, then place of delivery where it has been delivered, the invoice number, the date of the invoice, value of the goods, HSN code of the goods, reason for transportation, for what purpose the goods are being transported. Is it a stock transfer? It is an outward supply, the transporter's number and the name, document number and the date, and the vehicle number of the transporter. This is how the e-way bill appears. Okay, so this is how it is taken out. So, and for what timing it is valid. So all this will be applicable here. So this is the e-way bill details. So since it is in our transaction, since it is crossing 50, can you observe here? So once the value of the consignment is above 50 or more, that time e-way bill is required to be carried. This e-way bill, okay, contains the details of the value of the consignment, value of the stock that is being transported, and e-way bill is issued prepared in triplicate. The original copy lies with the consignee, that is the customer. The duplicate copy lies with the transporter. The triplicate copy lies with the consignor. So 3 copies are being prepared and issued. Right, so since here the value of the consignment is more than 50, optimum e-way bill details will be displayed here. So where you can observe at the bottom right hand side, provide GST, or left hand side, provide GST or e-way bill details as yes or no. So in case if we give it as yes, so here we have to give the e-way bill number, the date. Now here we have seen a sample e-way bill number and how it appears. Right, we have 16. So the same if we apply here. Let's see what can happen. Okay, so date of the e-way bill. We can't change the date here. We can give it as 1st of April. Now dispatch from. So where the goods are being dispatched. Okay, we can give it as Bangalore. Now in this case it would be it is getting dispatched from Chennai to Bangalore. So we'll take it as Chennai. Ship to the same in case if it is cargo or by road, you can just select as Chennai. Now ship to we can also give it as Bangalore here. So where is the place of supply? It is Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore or Bengaluru. So dispatch from Chennai, ship to Bangalore. Now distance in kilometers. What is the total distance traveled in kilometers? That can be given here. Transporter's name. What is the name of the transporter? Now I can give it as, Kiran Transporters. Something like this. His ID. Okay. So here in the sample, if we observe, of course, we have not got any ID here. We can check for any other e-way bill sample so that we can also have the e-way bill detail here. Okay. Otherwise, what we can do is we can just give the ID, just a 4-digit number. Now here, how the goods are being transported, either by road, rail, air, or ship. In case if we take it as road, press enter, and you have to give the vehicle number. So you can give the vehicle number. Vehicle type, it is regular. This is for the cargoes, regular. Like this, we have to fill up the e-way bill details. Okay, so this is how it appears. So you can just watch out. Okay, how the e-way bill details appear. Okay. Here we can take it as new reference. Name, of course, Pillai Traders. Now, Pillai Traders will allow a credit period of 7 days. So I could pay the amount towards the purchase of Logitech printers. So being Logitech printers purchased on credit. Okay. Logitech printers purchased on credit. So this is how we type the narration and pass the entry. Please pass the entry for the purchase of Logitech printers. So once you are done, so now the next entry we go for is purchase Dell computers at 20,000 per piece from Vincent Electronics Pune with GST at 18%. Company has purchased 8 Dell computers at 20,000 per piece from Vincent. Now Vincent Electronics is located in Pune. So if you take Pune, we have to change the name of the state as Maharashtra. Yes, so let's pass the same entry in the purchase voucher. So supplier invoice number, you can take it as 005. Party name create, Vincent Electronics. Under sundry creditors. Yes, so here you have to be careful. You have to change the name of the state as Maharashtra. If you wish, you can give the GST in number, but since we're not giving the real, the actual applicable number, so it is a account which is created for a practice, you can just ignore it. But since I have taught you how to put up the GST details, I think that would be sufficient. Press enter. Same with the receipt details. So here, what is the classification to be chosen? It is interstate purchase taxable. Now what has been purchased here? It is Dell computers. How many pieces? 8 pieces of Dell computers. Choose any location. So the rate involved is 20,000 per number. So now please put up the IGST and it will come as 28,800. Okay. So this is how we pass the voucher for Vincent Electronic, where we have purchased the Dell computers, 8 pieces of Dell computers at 20,000 per piece. So the total amount to be paid to Vincent Electronics is 1,88,800. Okay. Press enter. Same as I've given you the EV bill details I've taught you. If you want, you can repeat another EV bill or you can just give it as no. Now, new reference. Name the concerned person's name or in the name of Vincent Electronics. The due date, you can give it up as 15 days. Team. Dell computers purchased on credit. Okay. So type the narration as Dell computers purchased on credit. If you want, you can extend it from Vincent Electronics. Okay. Now we have passed two purchase vouchers under Interstate, that is one from Vincent Electronics, another from Pillar Traders. Yes. Now let's assume the credit period has gone by, passed by, and time has come to clear the bills of Vincent Electronics and Pillar Traders. So this has to be done. Now, before the payment is cleared, or payment has to be made. So let's check our current cash and bank balances so that we can clear the payments for our suppliers. So how can we do so? We have to press which key here? Alt G, the go to option. Yeah, now the go to option, we have the cash or bank book. So here if we review, we get the cash and the bank summary. Okay, so before we initialize the payments towards Vincent and Pillar Traders, we have to make sure we have sufficient, cash or bank balances. Right. So now we have to clear the payment. So what we have to do from here only, we can press Alt G, that's go to option. Now here we have the list of bills payable right now. These are all my payables. So select bills payable from common reports. Enter. Yes, if you press enter, can you observe here? You have Pillai Traders, you have Shriram Traders, and also you have Vincent Electronics. So, how much it is payable for all of them. So, if you press Alt F1, you'll get the complete detail for which is a stock item involved, the voucher which has been used to clear off the bills, and everything. Now, Shriram Traders, in the previous session, we had only paid 80,000, still 11 lakh is pending of Shriram Traders. And for Vincent and Pillai Traders, the payments are to be cleared. So, this is the way we can check the bills payable. Now, if we have to clear the bills, how can we do it in Tally? How can it be done? So, if we press Alt G, okay, so here you have show more option. So under show more option, Now you have to either you have receivables and payables report or also you have the ledger based reports. So anyone you can choose. If you choose receivables and payables, can you see here? You have the ledger outstandings. Okay. So if you select ledger outstandings, now you can choose the party to whom the amount has to be paid. Now if I'm clearing the bill of Pillai Traders, so I can select Pillai Traders here, right? And at the right hand corner in the vertical button bar, there is an option of settle bills over here. That is Alt B. If you can observe, there is Alt B settle bills. So just type Alt B. Yes. So then and there only bills can be settled. So it will directly take you to payment voucher. So on which date you are settling the bill or on which date you're making the voucher entry, that date can be given here. So press enter since we cannot change the date as of now because of the trial or the educational version which we are using. Now, through which bank the payment will be, regularized for polite traders, that bank has to be chosen. Now, here I am choosing State Bank of India, and narration what I'll give it as being bill settled for polite traders. Okay. If you want, you can give it as via check number. Suppose if I'm issuing a check. Yes, so it will automatically navigate
Ma'am,
to payment voucher. Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, I didn't get the bill settlement.
Bill settlement option you didn't get.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in which screen are you currently?
Alt
Or should
G, ma'am.
I? Okay. Should I show it to you from the beginning? You just follow it up. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
you have to press Alt G. All of you are in the Alt G option. That is the list of reports. Now, here you have receivables and payables report. You have receivables and payables report. Also, you have the ledger reports here. So, anyone if you choose also has the same effect, but you can go for the ledger report. Specific party ledger you have to select and choose. You can do or receivables and payables. I will show you in both. Then I will tell you which to choose. Receivables and payables report. Can you see? Here you have bills receivable, bills payable. If you choose bills payable here, you get all the parties. So here all together you cannot settle the bill. Individually, you have to settle the parties' bill. Yes. So we'll press the escape key and come back to the receivables and payables report only. Select receivables and payables report, and there, instead of choosing the bills payable, you can go to the last option, that is ledger outstandings. Select ledger outstandings from receivables and payables report, and here choose Pillai Traders. Pillai Traders. Now, if you observe at the vertical button bar on the right hand side, you have settle bills option Alt B. So press Alt B, Alt B. Now you are able to get the bill settlement option. The ones are all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good. So now it will automatically navigate you to the payment voucher. Now voucher date we can't change. So suppose I would have made the payment today or yesterday or any of the days, and today I'm passing the voucher. In the tally, that date has to be given. So here, since I'm unable to change, so I will retain it as 1st of April, or in your company if it is appearing as 2nd, you can leave it by pressing enter. Now, through which account the bills are being settled? So you can choose the cash or bank account. Now here I am choosing State Bank of India, and narration you can give up here. Being payment made or being bill settled for Pillai traders. via check. You can give the check details if you wish to, via check number, like this. So being bill settled for Pillai traders via check number, I'm giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So press enter once you type the narration. Accept yes. So it will automatically navigate you to the payment voucher as I've told you. So 88,500 amount. So here, which is the screen which you're watching here? On top you have account, and then you have particulars and amount. This was the first screen when you saw when you were on the contra voucher. Yes, most of you were getting this screen. You had the account balance and you have particulars and amount. Now, which kind of bookkeeping it is? We have two types of bookkeeping, right? One is a double entry system. The other one is,
Single entry.
yes, it is single entry system of bookkeeping where there is no debit aspect or credit aspect involved. So once we are using a bill settlement option, it will automatically navigate you to the payment voucher under the single entry mode. Okay. So now press enter. If you wish, you can change the mode, but I think this would work fine for you. So press enter. Enter. You can see narration is already there. Party to whom the payment has to be made is present. Bank details are present. So just need to press enter. Yes. So here you get the bank allocation screen. So check. We have the check number over here. So, sorry, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yes. So you have to give the same check number. And the check date by default will come as 1st of April. This is how the party's bill can be sent. Okay, this is how you have to pass the entry. So now if you see, is there any pending amount of Pillai traders? No. It goes back to the ledger outstanding reports, right? Now in the name of Pillai traders, there is no opening amount, that's the opening balance, which is the closing balance of the previous year, or any pending amount. So there is no amount which is due to be paid to the light traders. So it is nil, right? So now you can press escape key once you're done with the payment voucher and come back to the purchase voucher screen. So this is the way we can settle. So you can also exercise by settling the bill of Vincent Electronics. Okay, in the same way how we did just now. Now all of you are clear with the bill settlement option. I would just like to confirm, or you would like me to repeat with the Vincent Electronics bill settlement. All of you are clear how the bill settlement option is exercised entirely. Right. So now we'll go with the purchase voucher again. Just a moment. Yes. So we proceed with the further vouchers. Now here we have purchased 10 Vivo mobiles from Shipra Telecom, Firozabad at 17,000 per number. Now 10 Vivo mobiles are being purchased from Shipra Telecom. Okay. Yes. And which is in Firozabad at 17,000 per number with the GST rate at 18%. Now we have to pass the same in tally also. Right, so you can give 006 as the invoice number. Now the party is Shipra Telecom. So you can create the party ledger as Shipra. Sundry creditors. Now Firozabad should be categorized in which state? Yes? So it is Delhi. Press enter. Purchase account. Classification has to be interstate purchase taxable. Please choose the GST classification as interstate purchase taxable. Now what has been purchased from Shipra Telecom by our company? It is Vivo mobiles. So select the stock item as Vivo mobiles, which you have created at the time of stock creation, stock item creation. So select Vivo. Now select the location. So what is the quantity that has been purchased? It is 10 Vivo at 17,000 per number. So 10 Vivo mobiles, rate is 70,000 per piece. No discount is being offered by Shipra Telecom. So it is 1,70,000 which have to clear the bill of Shipra's. Now press enter, another enter, and then you get this IGST, right? So you must be able to get 30,600 as the GST amount, IGST. Okay? You can give it up as no. New reference, Shipra Telecom. Due date 3 days. You can give any credit period. Here I've given as 3 days. Please type the narration. So B, Vivo mobiles purchased on credit. Okay, type the narration and pass the entry. Now, if I have to settle the bill for Shipra Telecom, let's do it again. Let's go for the bill settlement option. So just press Alt G and select receivables and payables report. Press enter. Now at the last you get the ledger outstandings. And over here you will choose what? Shipra Telecom. Right? Now here at the vertical button bar you get the settle bills option, right? Alt B. So select, press Alt B. You get the bill settlement option. The screen is visible here. So press enter. You choose the account, either cash or the bank, whichever you are going to select. And narration is being payment made towards the purchase of Vivo mobiles. So being payment made towards the purchase of Vivo mobiles, again same, via check number. Accept, and here you get the, so here check number, again you have to give the instrument date as 1st of April only. This is how your payment voucher looks like, right? So you have the bank account balance, you have in particulars, you have the name of the party, amount displayed, you have the narration over here. Okay. So once you're done, you can pass the entry. Accept, yes. So again for Shipra, there is no amount pending to be paid. Okay. Right. So the last one we have here, purchased 100 packets of Agile Pens at 50 per package and 200 notebooks at 150 per number from Sahana Enterprises, Ahmedabad. Okay. At GST 12%. Now Ahmedabad finds a place in which state it is? Gujarat. So we have to pass the same entry for the purchase of 100 packets of Agile pens and 200 notebooks. Now here are given as notebooks. You can select the ledger books. Ledger books, notebooks, almost the same effect it has. So, or if you wish to, you can create a new stock item as, for example, a classmate notebook where it is taxable at the same rate, 12% GST. So rate does not change. Okay. So let's pass the entry. Yes. So we have for so who's the party here? It is Sahana Enterprises. So create Sahana Enterprises. Because, and what you have to choose? Change the name of the state from Karnataka to Gujarat. Purchase account. Now again you have to choose here as what? Interstate purchase taxable. And what has been purchased? Ledger books or notebooks? Any one. So you can choose the same location where earlier when you had purchased from Swati Enterprises, you had made a purchase of notebooks, right? You can use the same go down, or if you wish to, you can use any other location or go down. So here I am using the same one, so I can get the aggregate quantity in one go down, or still it will show the total quantity if you choose any go down also. So ledger books or notebooks, what is the quantity here? 200 notebooks at 150 per number. So it is 200 notebooks at 150 per number. Now again, Agile pens are pending. So we will just press one enter, a space bar, and we'll select Agile pens. So Agile pens which are being purchased is 100 packets at 50 per packet. So here, since it is interstate, we have to give IGST. So we get a tax amount of 4,200. Yes, so here you can choose either new reference, on account, or in case if Sahana Enterprises has asked for any advance payment, right? That can also be given. Suppose like I have to pay to Sahana Enterprises around 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. So you can choose advance bill 10,000 and remaining will be paid later. That can also be done. Okay. So here I'm just opting for new reference bill. Sahana Enterprises as the name. Due date I'll take it as 10 days. B. Stationery. You can give it, if you want to give it, you can give it in brackets also. Notebooks and Agile pens. Anyways, it will be displayed in the voucher itself, but still if in the narration part you can. Being stationery, notebooks and Agile pens purchased on credit. And accept the entry. Yes. So like this, we have passed a couple of entries, which is interstate purchase. Okay. Yeah. So first, if we spoke about, we have purchased 5 Logitech printers from Pillai Traders. Then we have Dell computer purchase from Vincent Electronics. Then we had a purchase of 10 Vivo mobiles from Shipra Telecom, Firozabad, and last we have Agile pens and notebooks purchased from Sahana Enterprises, Ahmedabad. So now we go for the new concept, that is debit note. What is a debit note? Debit note is used to record all the purchase returns. Now, let's say I have purchased some notebooks or pens or whatever. So I'll take the example of notebooks. Now, let's say I have ordered for long notebooks root, but I receive plain notebooks unruled. Now, I don't require those. I'm having sufficient stock already of the plain notebooks. So I will consider it as returning back, you know. So I will return back the same to my supplier. Now, to purchase the stock of the invoice supply, we use a purchase voucher, but to return any stock that has been purchased, which voucher we should use? We have to use a debit note voucher. So debit note voucher is a voucher which is used to record all purchase returns. It can be on account of damage, on account of not as per the buyer specifications, on account of any issues, any reasons where the goods are being returned back to the supplier. So Alt F5 is the function key for a debit note. Now here I've given a small example. The date why I have given here is on 1st of August and 5th of August. The year doesn't matter. Now here on 1st of August, company has purchased 15 Whirlpool washing machines at 15,000 per unit from Shama Traders, Karnataka. Our company has purchased 15 pieces of Whirlpool washing machines at 15,000 per unit from Shama Traders, taxable at 18% GST. So after 4 days, 4 days are taken for stock inspection, stock verification. What happens is my company finds out that out of 15 Whirlpool washing machines, 5 Whirlpool washing machines have certain damages. They're not working properly or they have some scratch or whatever. Now, can I sell the same to my customers? No. So I have to return back to my supplier. So out of 15, 5 Whirlpool washing machines are returned back to the supplier, that's Shama Traders, on 5th of August on account of damages against the purchase. So this, how will we record for it? Now, as usual, let's all of us pass the purchase voucher, taking the party name as Shama Traders. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So take the invoice number as 8, party name create Shama Traders, creditors. So it's Karnataka itself, so I need not change anything here. Create and close. Purchase account. Now here it is intrastate, it is not inter, it is intra. So we have to choose purchase taxable, which is appearing at the last. Okay. So choose purchase taxable. So what is the item which is being purchased? It is Whirlpool washing machines. Now Whirlpool washing machines aren't appearing in the list of stock items. So what we have to do? We have to create a stock item. So select the create option and create a stock item as Whirlpool washing machines. Now, even a stock group is not appearing. So, if Whirlpool washing machines becomes a stock item, the stock group would become washing machines. So, create the stock group as washing machines. Under primary, should the quantities of the items be added as yes? Category, what we can choose? It is home appliances. Units numbers, GST, set or alter GST, yes. In description column, you can give it as washing machines. HSN code, you can give a any 6-digit code. I have shown you the HSN code a couple of times. You can follow the same. Or for a practice, you can give any 6 or 8-digit HSN code. Calculation type on value. Taxability, please choose taxable. And it is taxable at the rate of 18%. Type of supply, it is goods. No rate of duty again. Now, location, choose any location. Now, quantity is how many? 15 pieces of Whirlpool washing machines. And what is the rate involved here? 15,000 per piece. So, 15,000. As usual, you will levy CGST and SGST. You will know. New reference. Name is Shama Traders. The due date you can give it as 4 days. B. Whirlpool washing machines purchased on credit. Now what happens once the purchase voucher is being passed, we find some damage and 5 pieces are returned back. Now what all of us have to do is we have to pass a debit note. So what is the function key for a debit note voucher? So before I pass, I want to ensure that all of you have passed the purchase voucher. If anyone is pending or lagging behind, or you want certain time, you can take. So we can pass the debit note altogether. So assume all of you have passed the purchase vouchers. Now we have to just press Alt F5 and we get a debit note. Now debit note, if you observe, just a moment. Yes, so debit note, if you observe, yes, it is Alt F5. Now to whom the stock is being returned back? It is Shama Traders. So we are returning how many pieces here? 5 pieces of Whirlpool washing machines. So select the party as Shama Traders. Yes, here you can observe at the bottom original invoice details. Now all of us have done that, right? In case if we find any damage, we have to return back the goods. Normally the shopkeeper or the vendor will ask the question, the first question is what? Madam, where is the bill? Yes. Without the bill, he will not agree for any exchange. Yes, so we have to give the original invoice number, that is mandate when we are passing a debit note entry. As of now, we can just, we had given as 008, or if you're given any other invoice number, you can give. Date will be resumed automatically. Ledger account, please choose back purchase account only. Tax classification, again you have to choose in the debit note purchase taxable, because there when we are passing a purchase voucher, it was an addition of taxes. Now since some damaged goods are being returned back to the supplier, it will be a subtraction of taxes. So you have to choose purchase taxable again. Now select the stock item, Whirlpool washing machines, the location where it has been stored, and please put up the quantity as 5 pieces. Rate will be automatically displayed. Press enter, and now press enter, 2 enters, and please now put up the CGST and SGST. Okay, and this is how it is displayed. So whenever we are passing a debit note or a credit note, it is always against reference. Please note this point. Whenever a debit note for a purchase return or a credit note is passed for a sales return, it is always against reference. It is never new on account or advance. It is always against, because against the bill only the goods are being returned, right? Either to the supplier or by the customer. In both ways if we go. So press enter. So you get the pending bills list here. Okay, that this much is pending to be paid. From there to be reduction of 88,500. So being damaged pieces of Whirlpool washing machines returned back. Being damaged pieces of Whirlpool washing machines returned back. If you want to give, you can give us to Shama Traders. So please pass the debit note if you haven't done in these couple of minutes. So all of you have passed the entry for debit note? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Done. So here, until here, we have gone through how to go for an intrastate, an interstate, and along with a debit note. So this is the track we have followed. Now, after this, we are going for a new voucher, that is a sales voucher. Again, the same, we have intrastate and interstate outward supplies. So please ensure that you have done your practice until these vouchers. Make sure so that in the next session we can start up with the sales vouchers. In case you have any doubts, let me know and we can close up the session. Okay. So I hope the session was good. So please make up a good practice and we'll meet you up all in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.